Captain Olivia Bennett took a deep breath as the Earth diplomatic vessel Endeavour approached the massive space station. The structure hung like a silver spider in the blackness of space, its many arms reaching out to welcome ships from across the galaxy. This was Zenith Prime, headquarters of the Galactic Council. "We're being hailed, Captain," said her communications officer, Jack Winters. His voice sounded tight, nervous. "Open the channel," Olivia said, straightening her uniform. She had practiced this moment 1,000 times. The view screen flickered to life, showing a blue-skinned alien with 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern. "Earth vessel, this is Zenith Control. Follow the beacon to Docking Bay 17. Council representatives will meet you there." "Understood, Zenith Control. We appreciate your hospitality." Olivia turned to face her crew, 10 men and women chosen to represent the best of humanity. Scientists, diplomats, artists, and soldiers, all handpicked for this historic meeting. "This is it," she said. "Everything we've worked for. Remember, we're not just representing the United Earth government. We're representing every human who has ever lived." The ship glided smoothly into the docking bay. Through the viewport, Olivia could see the receiving party, 6 different alien species standing in a neat row, their formal robes shimmering under the lights. As they walked down the ramp, Olivia felt a weight on her shoulders. Humanity had only discovered faster-than-light travel 15 years ago. Most species took centuries to develop it on their own. Earth had done it quickly, too quickly, according to some whispers she had heard. A tall, thin alien with skin like polished wood stepped forward. "I am Delegate Morrow, your guide during these proceedings. The Council will hear your petition in 3 hours. Until then, you may rest in your assigned quarters." The next 3 hours passed in a blur of preparation. Olivia and her team reviewed their presentation one last time. They had brought evidence of human art, scientific achievements, peace treaties, and environmental restoration projects. Everything to show that humans were worthy of joining the galactic community. When the time came, they were led into an enormous chamber. 17 raised platforms formed a circle, each holding representatives of a different alien civilization. The ceiling above them showed a real-time map of the galaxy, stars glittering like diamonds on black velvet. "The Council recognizes the representatives of planet Earth," announced a deep voice that seemed to come from everywhere at once. "You may present your case for membership." For the next 2 hours, Olivia and her team gave their presentation. They showed how humans had overcome wars, united their planet, and reached for the stars. They demonstrated Earth's music, shared their scientific discoveries, and offered to trade their unique technologies. When they finished, there was a long silence. Then, one by one, the council members began to speak. "Humans advance too quickly," said one representative, a floating cloud of gas contained in a transparent suit. "It is unnatural." "Their history is too violent," said another, a reptilian being with golden scales. "They might bring chaos to our ordered systems." "Their genetic structure is too unstable," added a third. "They are unpredictable." On and on it went. Olivia tried to answer each concern, but she could feel the momentum turning against them. Finally, the vote was called. The results appeared on the giant galaxy map above. 15 against, 2 in favor. "The Council has decided," announced the central voice. "Earth's petition for membership is denied." Olivia felt her heart sink, but worse was to come. "Furthermore," continued the voice, "due to concerns about human development, the Council imposes the following restrictions. Earth is confined to its own solar system. No human vessel may travel beyond the orbit of Pluto. No human may develop or use faster-than-light technology without Council supervision." The chamber erupted in shocked whispers from the human delegation. "This is outrageous," protested Olivia. "You can't cage an entire species." "The decision is final," said the voice. "You have 3 days to leave Council space." As they were escorted out, a small alien with purple skin approached Olivia quietly. I am Ambassador Xarl of the Praxian Empire. We voted for you, he whispered. The truth is, they fear you. Humans learn and adapt too quickly. You would upset the balance of power they've maintained for centuries. Olivia stared at him, anger and determination building inside her. Thank you for your honesty, Ambassador. That night, as the Endeavor prepared to return home with the devastating news, Olivia sent a private message to Earth. They didn't just reject us. They banned us. But they've underestimated humanity. If they won't let us join their council, perhaps it's time we built something better. 6 months after the rejection, Earth was still reeling from the news. In a large underground facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, world leaders gathered to discuss their next steps. We will not accept this prison sentence, said President Laura Adams, her voice firm as she addressed the room. Humanity was not meant to be caged. Director Nathan Keyes of the newly formed Earth Expansion Initiative stood up. He was a tall man with gray at his temples and sharp blue eyes that had seen too many wars. The Council has spy drones watching our solar system, he said. They monitor all our communications and track our ships. They believe they have us trapped. And do they? Asked the Chinese premier. Nathan smiled slightly. Not for long. May I introduce Dr. Elaine Martinez? A woman in her 40s stood up. She wore a simple lab coat and had her dark hair tied back. She looked tired, but her eyes were bright with excitement. For the past 8 years, I've been working on something, she said. A new type of engine. One that doesn't use the same principles as Council faster than light travel. She pressed a button, and a hologram appeared above the table. It showed a complex machine with swirling energy patterns. This is the quantum fold drive, she explained. It doesn't push through space like conventional engines. Instead, it folds space itself, allowing a ship to step from one point to another almost instantly. Does it work? Someone asked. In theory, yes. In practice, we need more resources than any single country can provide. And we need a place to work away from Council eyes. President Adams nodded. You'll have whatever you need. 3 weeks later, Dr. Martinez stood on the icy surface of Europa, Jupiter's moon. Around her, construction robots were building a massive hidden facility beneath the ice. Engineers and scientists from every nation on Earth worked side by side, united by a common goal. The water and ice above us will help hide our energy signatures, explained Alan Foster, the lead engineer assigned to her team. He was young, barely 30, with an easy smile and hands that never stopped moving. How long until we can test the first prototype? Elaine asked. 6 months if everything goes well. A year to be safe. Elaine nodded. The Council thinks in centuries. We think in months. That's our advantage. Back on Earth, humanity put on a convincing show. They built small settlements on Mars and the Moon, carefully staying within the allowed boundaries. Council observers reported that humans were accepting their limitations. But beneath Europa's ice, a revolution was brewing. 11 months later, Elaine stood in the control room of the finished facility. Through the thick glass window, she could see the first test ship, a small vessel barely larger than a shuttle. All systems ready, said Alan from his station. Quantum fold matrix is stable. Begin the test sequence, Elaine ordered. The ship's engines glowed blue, then shifted to a strange purple color that seemed to bend the light around it. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the ship vanished. 3 seconds later, it reappeared. Success, shouted Alan, reading the data on his screen. It jumped to the edge of the solar system and back. The Council detection grid showed nothing. Elaine closed her eyes, relief washing over her. Now we need to scale it up. Over the next 4 years, the Europa facility expanded. Deep beneath the ice, they built shipyards and training centers. The first full-sized ship, named Pathfinder took shape in the hidden docks. Captain Daniel Wells was chosen to command it. He had been a pilot on the original diplomatic mission and had seen the Council's arrogance firsthand. Your mission, Director Case told him in the final briefing, is to find habitable worlds beyond Council space, find potential allies, show them that humanity comes in peace, but we will not be contained. The night before launch, Elaine made final adjustments to the quantum fold drive. Alan worked beside her, both of them checking and double-checking every system. Do you think we're doing the right thing? Ellen asked quietly, defying the Council this way. Elaine looked up from her work. They gave us no choice. They wanted to keep us in a cage while they ruled the stars. Humanity deserves better. The next morning, with Council drones watching the visible shipyards on Mars, the Pathfinder slipped silently away from Europa, its advanced stealth systems hiding it from conventional sensors. When it reached the edge of the solar system, Captain Wells gave the order, activate quantum fold drive. The stars stretched before them, and then the Pathfinder vanished into the depths of unexplored space, taking humanity's hopes with it. The Pathfinder emerged from quantum fold space near a yellow star far beyond Council territory. On the bridge, Captain Daniel Wells looked at the view screen with a mixture of wonder and pride. They had traveled farther than any human ship before. Status report, he ordered, his voice steady despite the excitement he felt. All systems normal, Captain, replied his first officer, Linda Reeves. The quantum fold drive is cooling down as expected. We can jump again in 6 hours. Any sign of Council ships? None, sir. We appear to be alone. Daniel nodded. Begin scanning for habitable planets. For 2 weeks, the Pathfinder explored the star system, finding only barren worlds. They moved on to another system, and another, carefully mapping this unknown region that the ship's crew had begun calling the Fringe. In the 5th system they visited, they found something remarkable, a planet with blue oceans and green continents, and signs of civilization. We're picking up artificial structures and energy readings, reported the science officer, Kyle Harris. Definitely an advanced society. Are they Council members? Daniel asked. No Council communication beacons detected. This appears to be an independent world. Daniel made his decision. Send the first contact message on all frequencies. Let's see who our neighbors are. The response came quickly. A face appeared on the main screen, humanoid but with silvery skin and large almond-shaped eyes. Unknown vessel. This is Vexus Control. Identify yourself. Daniel stepped forward. I am Captain Daniel Wells of the Earth vessel Pathfinder *. We come in peace, seeking friendship and alliance. The alien's expression was hard to read. Earth. You are not Council members. No. The Council rejected us and confined us to our solar system. We found a way around that restriction. This caused a stir among the aliens operating the communication center. After a brief discussion in their own language, the silver-skinned alien spoke again. You may approach our world. A delegation will meet with you. The planet was called Vexus, home to a species known as the Solani. As the human landing party walked through their city, Samantha Rivera, the ship's diplomatic officer, marveled at the structures. They appeared to be grown rather than built, with buildings that curved like living things. Their biotechnology is incredible, she whispered to Daniel. Far beyond anything we have on Earth. The Solani took them to a great hall where Matriarch Elisra, their leader, waited. She was taller than the others, with intricate patterns etched into her silver skin. So, humans have defied the Council, she said when they were introduced. Interesting. We were banned from Council space 500 years ago for being too adaptable. They feared our biotechnology would spread. Then we have something in common, said Daniel. Elisra studied him carefully. Perhaps, but why should we trust you? How do we know you won't try to conquer us? Before Daniel could answer, alarms began to sound throughout the city. A Solani messenger rushed in. Matriarch, raiders attacked the eastern outpost. Elisra stood quickly. Again. This is the third attack this month. Daniel exchanged looks with Samantha and made a quick decision. We can help. Our ship has weapons and shields. Elesra hesitated, then nodded. Very well. The eastern outpost was a research facility built into a mountain. When the Pathfinder arrived, 3 crude but powerful ships were firing on it. Daniel ordered an immediate response, and the Earth vessel's superior technology made short work of the raiders. Afterward, examining the wreckage, Samantha made an important discovery. These ships have Council technology, but they're modified for piracy. I think the Council turns a blind eye to these attacks on non-member worlds. When they returned to the Solani city, Matriarch Elesra's attitude had changed completely. You risked yourselves for us, she said. This is not the action of conquerors. She led them to a private chamber where maps of nearby star systems covered the walls. There are many worlds in this region that the Council ignores or exploits, species they have rejected or who have refused their protection. She pointed to different stars. The Krith, the Voral, the Tazine, all have reason to distrust the Council. Daniel looked at the maps with growing excitement. Are you suggesting an alliance? I am suggesting a possibility, Elesra replied carefully. If humans truly seek friendship rather than domination, perhaps together we can build something to rival the Council itself. That night, as the Pathfinder orbited Vexus, Daniel sent a coded message back to Earth using the quantum fold communication system Dr. Martinez had developed. First contact successful. Found potential allies with advanced biotechnology. Request permission to establish permanent diplomatic relations with the Solani and explore further into the fringe. The Council's grip may not be as strong as they believe. As he sent the message, Daniel looked out at the stars visible through his viewport. For the first time in 5 years, he felt real hope. Humanity would not be confined after all. They had found a crack in the Council's armor, and they would widen it until they could build something better than what had rejected them. 10 years passed since the Pathfinder's first contact with the Solani. What began as a single ship's journey had grown into something much larger. Admiral William Carter stood on the observation deck of Freeport Station, watching ships come and go. The massive space station had been built at a junction point between several star systems, far from Council eyes. It was a marvel of engineering, a blend of human innovation, Solani biotechnology, and contributions from 5 other species. Quite a view, isn't it? Said a voice behind him. William turned to see Lisa Dawson approaching. Once an entertainment executive on Earth, she had volunteered for the expansion program, and now served as the chief diplomat for human interests in the fringe. Hard to believe this all started with 1 ship and a desperate gamble, William replied. Lisa joined him at the viewport. The Council meeting is about to begin. They're waiting for us. Together, they walked to the central chamber of Freeport Station. Representatives from 7 species sat around a circular table. Human, Solani, Krith, Voral, Tedazine, Nexari, and Luma. All species either rejected by or hiding from the Council. Welcome to the 5th annual meeting of the Fringe Alliance, Lisa said, opening the session. Let's begin with status reports. One by one, the representatives shared their progress. The human colonies were thriving. Novaterra, the first human settlement outside the solar system, now had over 50,000 people. Its cities were built into mountain ranges, hidden from orbital scans. The Solani spoke of their advancements in biotechnology, creating living ships that could heal themselves. The reptilian Krith described new mining operations in asteroid belts. The gaseous Voral shared improvements to stealth technology. And what of our defenses? Asked Krenva, the Tazine representative. His species had suffered greatly under Council restrictions before finding refuge with the Alliance. Admiral Carter stood. Our combined fleet now numbers 120 ships, all equipped with quantum fold drives. We've established hidden bases in 17 star systems. If the Council discovers us, we're ready. The meeting continued for hours. They discussed trade routes, resource sharing, and cultural exchanges. What had begun as a desperate alliance was becoming a true civilization, one built on cooperation rather than the Council's strict hierarchy. After the meeting, Lisa took a shuttle to Nova Terra. As the craft descended through clouds, she admired the colony below. Unlike Earth's crowded cities, Nova Terra's settlements blended with the natural landscape. Solani bioarchitects had helped design buildings that worked with the environment rather than against it. Her shuttle landed near the research district. There, in a complex of laboratories and testing facilities, humans worked alongside alien scientists, sharing knowledge forbidden by Council law. Dr. Elaine Martinez, now in her 50s with streaks of gray in her hair, greeted Lisa at the entrance. The creator of the quantum fold drive had continued her work, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. How was the meeting? Elaine asked as they walked through the facility. Productive. The alliance is strong, Lisa replied. But I worry about discovery. We can't stay hidden forever. Elaine nodded. That's actually why I asked you to come. We've made a breakthrough. She led Lisa to a secure laboratory where a strange device sat on a testing platform. It looked like a sphere of swirling energy contained within a metal frame. What am I looking at? Lisa asked. The next generation of quantum fold technology, Elaine explained. Not just for ships, but for planetary defense. If installed correctly, it can create a pocket of folded space around an entire planet, making it virtually invisible to Council sensors. Lisa's eyes widened. That would change everything. It's not perfect yet, Elaine cautioned. But within a year, we should be able to shield our major colonies. Later that evening, Lisa joined Admiral Carter and other human leaders for dinner at the governor's residence on Nova Terra. The mood was celebratory. A toast, said Governor Frank Daniels, raising his glass, to 10 years of defiance. When they caged us, we found the key. When they isolated us, we built connections. When they tried to limit us, we created something limitless. As glasses clinked around the table, Lisa thought about how far they had come. Earth was still pretending to accept its confinement, still putting on a show for Council observers. But out here in the fringe, humanity and its allies were building something the Council had never imagined possible, a true alternative to their ancient order. They'll discover us eventually, Admiral Carter said quietly to Lisa as the others chatted. And when they do, everything changes. Lisa nodded. Yes, but when they find us, we'll be ready. This isn't just a hiding place anymore. It's an empire. Captain Gregory Holt of the human freighter Northern Star knew something was wrong as soon as the ship came out of Quantum Fold. The navigation system flashed with error messages, and through the view screen, he could see unfamiliar stars. This isn't the Voral system, he said, turning to his navigator. Where are we? The young woman worked frantically at her console. The fold coordinates shifted during transit. Oh no. What is it? We're in Council space, near the Morrigan border. Gregory felt a chill run down his spine. 20 years of secret operations, and now one navigation error might expose everything. Prepare for emergency jump. We need tow. But it was too late. 3 sleek vessels appeared on their sensors, moving fast. Council patrol ships, the tactical officer confirmed. They're hailing us. Gregory took a deep breath. Opened the channel. A stern alien face appeared on screen. A Morrigan enforcer with metallic scales and glowing eyes. Unidentified vessel, you have entered restricted space. Power down and prepare to be boarded. 4 hours later, Gregory sat in a cold interrogation room aboard the Council enforcement vessel. Despite his training to resist questioning, the Morrigan had technology that could extract memories directly from a subject's mind. Impossible, said Commander Zithril as he reviewed the extracted data. Humans have been contained in their solar system for decades. The evidence is clear, replied his second in command. They've built colonies. They have allies. They've developed technology the Council expressly forbade. Zithral's eyes narrowed. Alert High Command immediately. The Council must know of this deception. On Zenith Prime, the Council chamber erupted in outrage as the news spread. Delegate Morrow, who had been part of the original decision to ban Earth, pounded his fist on the table. This confirms what we always feared. Humans are dangerous and cannot be trusted. They must be punished for this violation. Most of the Council agreed. Humans had not only escaped their confinement, but had created an alternative power base with rejected species. It was an insult and a threat to the Council's authority. "We will send a punitive fleet to Earth," declared the Council leader. "They will dismantle their colonies and surrender their full technology, or we will do it for them." Only 2 delegates objected. One was Ambassador Xarl of the Praxians, who had secretly sympathized with humans years ago. The other was Vextrol of the Morrigan Collective. Surprising, since it was his people who had captured the human ship. Vextrol stood tall, his metallic scales catching the light. "I suggest caution. If humans have truly built what the reports indicate, a direct attack might not be wise." His words were dismissed. The vote was overwhelming. A fleet would be assembled to punish Earth and destroy any human presence beyond the solar system. What the Council didn't know was that Vextrol had been watching human expansion for years. Unlike his fellow Council members, he had recognized the injustice of Earth's exclusion long ago, and he had made contact with human agents. As soon as the meeting ended, Vextrol returned to his private chambers and activated a hidden quantum communicator, one built with human technology. "The Council knows," he said into the device. "They're sending a fleet to Earth. You have perhaps 2 months before they arrive." On Freeport Station, Admiral Carter received the message directly. He immediately called an emergency meeting of Alliance leadership. "The worst has happened," he told the gathered representatives. "Our secret is out. The Council knows everything and is sending a fleet to force Earth back into isolation." Lisa Dawson looked around the table at their allies. "What do we do?" Admiral Carter's face was grim. "We've prepared for this day. It's time to activate Defense Plan Alpha." On Novaterra, Dr. Martins and her team worked day and night to finish the planetary defense system. On Vexus, Solani shipgrowers accelerated production of living vessels that could regenerate during battle. Throughout Alliance space, military forces moved into predetermined positions. Back on Earth, a coded message reached the government. President Carlos Bennett read it with a heavy heart, then called his cabinet together. "The Council has discovered our activities beyond the solar system," he told them. "They're coming with a fleet to force our compliance." "Do we surrender?" asked his defense minister. President Bennett shook his head. "No. For 20 years, we've built something better than what they offered us. We've created true partnerships rather than subjugation. We will not give that up." He looked out the window at the Washington Monument, standing tall under the blue sky. "The time for hiding is over. Earth will stand with our allies against whatever the Council sends." The Council Armada was an impressive sight. 50 warships moved in perfect formation as they approached the edge of Earth's solar system. At their center, the command vessel Righteous Judgment dwarfed all others. Its hull gleamed with strange metals unknown to human science. Admiral Carter watched them from the bridge of the human flagship Defiance. Beside him stood Fleet Commander Monica Russell, a woman whose tactical genius had earned her this crucial position. "They outnumber us 2 to 1, Monica said, studying the tactical display. "In conventional ships, yes," the Admiral replied. "But we have advantages they don't expect." The Alliance fleet waited at Proxima Centauri, the closest star to Earth's sun. 30 ships from 7 different species, each built with combined technologies no single race could have developed alone. "All ships report ready, Admiral," said the communications officer. Carter nodded. "Send the message." On the main screen, the face of the Council Fleet Commander appeared. He was a Zanari with purple skin and multiple eye stalks. "This is Admiral William Carter of the Fringe Alliance. You are about to enter protected space. Turn back now." The Zenari looked surprised to be challenged. "I am Fleet Commander Drav of the Galactic Council. We have come to correct a serious violation of Council law. The human species has illegally expanded beyond its approved boundaries. Stand down and surrender your vessels." "We will not stand down," Carter replied firmly. "Earth and its allies reject the Council's authority to restrict our development. We offer peaceful coexistence as equals, nothing less." The Zenari's eye stalks quivered with anger. "You have no standing to negotiate, human. The Council has ruled. You will comply or face destruction." The transmission ended. "They're advancing," Monica reported, moving into attack formation. Carter looked at the officers around him, humans who had trained for this moment for years. "Activate quantum fold shields. Prepare for battle plan Echo." Throughout the Alliance fleet, specialized devices powered up. Unlike traditional shields that blocked weapons, these bent space itself around the ships. The Council fleet fired first. Energy beams lanced out toward the Alliance ships, but something strange happened. The beams seemed to curve around their targets, hitting nothing. "They're confused," Monica said with a small smile. "Their targeting systems can't lock on properly." Carter nodded. "Now, Commander Russell, show them what we can do." Monica gave the order, and the Alliance fleet executed a maneuver no Council ship could match. In perfect coordination, every vessel activated its quantum fold drive for a micro-jump. One moment they were in formation. The next they had vanished completely. On the Council flagship, panic spread. "Where did they go?" demanded Fleet Commander Drav. His question was answered seconds later when the Alliance fleet reappeared, but not in one place. Each ship emerged from fold space at a different position, surrounding the Council armada and firing from all directions at once. The Council ships tried to respond, but their formation was designed for forward engagement. They couldn't defend against attacks coming from multiple vectors simultaneously. "Target the propulsion systems," Monica ordered. "Disable, don't destroy." Alliance ships blinked in and out of normal space, appearing just long enough to fire, then vanishing before the Council vessels could respond effectively. It was a tactic the Council had never encountered, ships using quantum fold technology as a weapon rather than just for travel. 3 Council vessels lost power and drifted. 4 more suffered heavy damage to their weapons. The rest tried to regroup, but the Alliance ships continued their hit-and-fold tactics, striking from unexpected angles and disappearing before retaliation. On the Defiance Admiral Carter watched the battle with grim satisfaction. "Signal the second wave." From the nearby star system, 12 more Alliance ships emerged from fold space. These were smaller vessels, but each carried a special payload. Autonomous drones that swarmed toward the Council fleet, attaching to hulls and disrupting their communications. Fleet Commander Drav stared at his tactical display in disbelief. Half his ships were damaged or disabled, and the rest couldn't coordinate their defense. The battle that should have been an easy victory was becoming a humiliating defeat. "Retreat," he finally ordered. "All ships, emergency jump to rally point zenith." As the Council fleet disappeared into faster-than-light travel, cheers erupted across the Alliance ships. The first direct confrontation with the Council had ended in victory. On the Defiance however, Admiral Carter remained solemn. "This was just the beginning," he told Monica. "They'll be back with a larger force once they understand what they're facing." Monica nodded. "But we've shown them we're not helpless. The Council has never faced an opponent who could match them technologically." "Send word to Earth and all Alliance worlds," Carter ordered. "The Battle of Proxima Centauri is won, but the war for our freedom has just begun." The news of the Council's defeat spread quickly through the galaxy. Species that had obeyed the Council for centuries began to whisper, if humans and their allies could stand against the mighty Council fleet, perhaps the Council wasn't as powerful as everyone believed. On Zenith Prime, the Council met in emergency session. The chamber that once radiated calm authority now buzzed with nervous energy. "This is unprecedented," declared Delegate Morrow, his wooden skin cracking with stress. "No one has ever defeated a council armée." "The humans use technology we believed impossible," said another delegate. "Their quantum fold tactics ignored every rule of space combat." Council leader Thax, who had ruled for over 200 years, raised a hand for silence. "We have two choices. We can gather a larger fleet and crush this rebellion, or we can negotiate." Ambassador Xarl of the Praxians stood. "I propose negotiation. The humans have proven themselves resourceful. They built an alliance and an empire while we thought them contained. They may make better partners than enemies." The debate raged for days. Meanwhile, humanity wasn't waiting for the Council's decision. Ambassador Peter Collins arrived at Freeport Station to a hero's welcome. At 62, he had spent decades in diplomatic service, and now faced his greatest challenge, representing Earth and the Alliance to the Council. "We don't seek their destruction," he told the Alliance leadership gathered in the station's main hall. "We seek recognition, equality, the right to determine our own future." A week later, Peter's ship approached Zenith Prime under a diplomatic flag. Instead of the Righteous Judgment that had led the failed attack, he was met by a Praxian vessel, a sign that at least some in the Council favored peace. The Grand Council chamber looked different from how Olivia Bennett had described it 20 years earlier. The perfect circle of 17 platforms now showed cracks in its unity. Some delegates refused to even look at the human ambassador. The Council recognizes Ambassador Peter Collins of Earth and the Fringe Alliance, announced leader Thax, struggling with the new term. Peter stepped forward. Unlike the first human delegation that had come begging for acceptance, he stood tall, representing not just Earth but 15 allied species. 20 years ago, you rejected humanity and confined us to our solar system," Peter began. "You feared our rapid development and adaptability. Yet, in trying to cage us, you only proved our point. We found allies among those you had similarly rejected. Together, we built something new, the cooperative of equals rather than subjects." He activated a hologram showing the extent of Alliance territory, dozens of star systems thriving under joint governance. "We don't come seeking admission to your council. We come offering peace between equals. The galaxy is vast enough for different approaches to governance. You rule your space, we'll rule ours, and we'll establish rules for trade and cooperation at our borders." Murmurs spread through the chamber. Some delegates looked outraged, others intrigued. "And if we refuse?" asked Leader Thax. "Then we remain in conflict," Peter replied simply. "But I think the recent battle demonstrated that would be costly for both sides. We prefer peace." Before the Council could respond, an elderly human woman stepped forward from behind Peter. Dr. Elaine Martinez, now in her 70s, walked slowly to the center of the chamber. "I created the quantum fold drive that free humanity from your restrictions," she said, her voice soft but carrying clearly. "I did it because I believe all species deserve the freedom to grow and explore." She activated another hologram, showing strange energy readings from the edge of the galaxy. "Our long-range sensors have detected something concerning. Signs of a technological civilization beyond known space. One that appears to be expanding rapidly and consuming resources at an alarming rate. If these readings are correct, both the Council and the Alliance may face a greater threat within the next century." The chamber fell silent as the delegates studied the data. "We can face this potential threat as enemies, weakened by fighting each other," Elaine continued. "Or we can face it as allies, combining our different perspectives and technologies. The choice is yours." 3 days of intense negotiations followed. Finally, a historic agreement was reached. The Council formally recognized the Fringe Alliance as a separate but equal power. Border protocols were established. A framework for cultural and scientific exchange was created. 6 months later, a new vessel launched from a joint Council Alliance shipyard. The asterisk Unity asterisk was the first of its kind, crewed by members of both civilizations and equipped with technologies from multiple species. Its mission: to explore the mysterious signals at the galaxy's edge. On its bridge stood Captain Olivia Bennett's daughter, Maria, now a captain herself. Beside her was a young Praxian officer and representatives from 6 other species. "Course laid in, Captain," reported the navigator. Maria nodded, looking at the diverse crew around her. 20 years ago, my mother was told humans had no place among the stars. Today, we lead the way into the unknown, not as conquerors or subjects, but as equals. She gave the order, and the asterisk Unity asterisk engaged its quantum fold drive, disappearing in a flash of light. Behind it, 2 civilizations watched, the Ancient Council and the Young Alliance, both forever changed by humanity's refusal to accept limitations imposed by others. Earth had been banned from the Council, so they built their own empire. And in doing so, they changed the galaxy itself.